it's come to my attention, a lot of people don't know what Amazon private label is or Amazon FBA. Those two things get used interchangeably a lot. Amazon FBA isn't really a thing. FBA means fulfilled by Amazon. That's just a fulfillment method they use. People, when they talk about Amazon FBA, are typically talking about Amazon private label, which is different than wholesale and different than arbitrage. Arbitrage, online or retail, is buying a thing from a website or from Costco or whatever, Nordstrom's, shipping it to Amazon, selling on another listing, and making a bit of cash. Very high time investment. If you don't have a lot of money to start up, it's not a bad way to make a bit of cash off rip, but almost impossible to scale because of you're physically having to ship things yourself. Wholesale is like you buy in bulk from suppliers like Crest toothpaste or like Tide Pods. Margins are nowhere near as good a private label. It is scalable, but you will eventually need to be doing something that's not in your garage. You'd have to eventually go to like a warehouse. You will eventually need staff. You'll need a lot of space and stuff and time to do the prep. You can make a lot of money doing it, but the margins are pretty skinny and, I mean, relatively skinny. I know somebody that's a wholesaler is going to be like, I make great margins. I'm sure you do. We're talking relative terms. But in the last couple of years, Amazon has made wholesale a lot harder because they've made it easier for big brands to just boink, kick people off of their listings. Like Crest can just be like, screw that guy in particular, he can't sell my stuff anymore, and then you're stuck. Private label has a higher startup cost, so to launch a product from like all-in starting costs, inventory, listing, everything, you need probably like, if you're doing it well, 5 to 10K, right? That's a good range. You can do it with less, but that's a healthy range to start with. And private label is you find an existing market that already has good revenue but is approachable for a new seller. You develop a better version of that product, which is remarkably easy. You're not reinventing the wheel, right? You're like bundling something, making a quality improvement, having a better listing, really simple stuff. And then you send in your own version of that product on your own listing with your own brand in the market, and you own the thing and you make the money from that. The minimum margin we see from that is 30%. So with the goal of being upwards of like 40 and higher. That's pre-ads. Once you stabilize ads should eat about 15% of your net. So most challenging to do from like a creative standpoint is probably private label. And you gotta have cash to start it up because it's a business. But it is the most scalable because once a product is live, it hands down requires the least amount of time to manage. Largely because you're not actually handling any of the product. You're managing ads and inventory management from like texting suppliers and working on a laptop on Amazon. So for those that didn't know.